Hey guys, it's Caffie. Welcome back for more homeschool fun. Today, I'm going to show you how to create your very own book of centuries. Before we get into that, if this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much for stopping. My name's Caffie. I'm a homeschool mama of two little girls. This is our second year of homeschooling. We have a second grader as well as a pre-K student this year. I love sharing my homeschool adventures with you guys, and I love hearing your stories as well. So I post videos about it every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would love it, love it, love it. But let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be completely honest. When I first heard about the idea of a book of centuries, I completely rolled my eyes. I was like, seriously, is that even needed? Like, is that something that you just got to do? No. But, well, while it's still not completely needed necessarily, I think now is an awesome idea. The more I learned about it and the more I just kind of like talked with my 7-year-old, just kind of like she would have questions of, she would always ask me, Mom, were you alive during this time? Like, so whenever we read about someone and they would say they were born in this time, she keeps asking me, okay, when were you born? Were you born during this time? Girlfriend, I was not born in the 1800s. I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. So I was like, you know what? That book of centuries might be a really good way for her to visually see how things fall into play when it comes to history. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give it a try. So basically the way the book of centuries is, it's kind of like, it's a book, it's a notebook, it's paper, it's a gathering of papers, and you put them in chronological order. And as you read about something, as you learn about something, you go ahead and write it on your timetable. And then that way you can see how this references something else. So one of the first things you kind of want to do once you build your book of centuries is to go ahead and add your child's birthday, your birthday, their siblings' birthdays, so that they can kind of see where they fall in relation to things that they're learning about in history. So I'm going to go ahead, pan down, show you how I put together this book of centuries. Guys, before I show you that, let me just show you what we're using. 25-cent notebook. So simple, so easy. You can use this. You can use a composition book. You can use printer paper, whatever you want, but you can still kind of follow this guideline and create your own, but 25 cents, that's it. This is a one subject 70 sheet wide rule notebook, and that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to pan down, I'm going to show you how to get this together, and I'll be back. All right, so here we go. We have our book of centuries. I'm just using a standard wide rule one subject notebook. It's 70 sheets of paper in here. This is about like 25 cents. So simple, so basic, but I'm using one. That's what I'm using. I've already kind of started writing in here so I can show you. Here on this first page, I just have like the prehistoric periods and kind of like broken them down. The Stone Age, and then the Bronze and the Iron Age. And then on the next page, these are more kind of like pictures and drawing pages. So we have the Paleolithic Age, the Neolithic, as well as the Chaocalithic Age, and then Bronze Age. And then we actually kind of start our timeline here at the 36th century. And I just put that at the top, 36th century BCE. So use AD and BC if you want, but I am using BCE and CE for our book of centuries. So I just have that at the top, and then along the side here I just have by fives. We're cutting down 100 down to 5. So each line here is going to represent 5 years of time. And what you do, you could either draw it in. If you have like a pencil, you can actually separate this like this. Like this is, say 96, 97, draw, like actually separate it by fives, or you can kind of just visually separate it when you're writing into your book, then you can kind of visually separate it like that. So that's how the layout looks here. And then on this page, it is a blank page. That way you can do any drawings or anything that's really important that stood out in that century. And then let's see, there's another page, and I'm going to show you exactly kind of like, again, how I set this up. So I've already have my 34th century BCE at the top. And then now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab my pen, and we are going to count backwards by fives. Let's see if I can do this without messing up. I'm glad I can see through the page. I am using kind of a Sharpie pen marker, but I definitely would recommend using something that's not going to bleed through too heavily. You can also use whatever color you want. See, this is why I'm messing up. That's why we have whiteout tape right here to help us out, just in case we make a mistake. And this is also why I did most of this before I started talking, because I knew me trying to do this and talk at the same time, not gonna happen, girlfriend. All right, so once we have that done, I am then gonna go through with, I just have a pink felt tip marker, and then we are just going to kind of score these lines a little bit, just to show like a border or an edge. And again, you can use whatever color you want. You can do it all in black. You don't have to do anything fancy. It's up to you. But I'm kind of using basic colors, that way as we write into our book of centuries, then we will have, you know, leeway with colors and that kind of thing. So so here's how the page is set up. That's all that I do. And then here's a blank page over here. And now I'm going to skip ahead to present day. As you can see, I have not finished filling them all in, but I did put the year up there, so I know what year it is. Let's skip ahead to our current century. Let's see, I did 20th, and now we're going to do 21st century. So again, let's see if I could do this without completely messing up what I'm doing. All right, so we have, I'm just going to write 21st century CE. Again, it's up to you if you want to use 80 BC, whatever you want to do. We're going to underline that, and then we're going to put year 2001 through 2100. All right, so that's that. We're going to leave this page blank. And then now I'm actually going to start with my years over here by 10. And again, we're starting low, going up, because that's where the years are going now. And counting by fives. And then we're going to go down to 100. All right, and then once that's done, we are then going to grab our ruler and just kind of score this right halfway through. We've made it halfway. And then we're going to do this side. And then also what we're going to do is we're going to add to the back. So you have a few pages left. And what you're going to do here, again, you're going to leave this page blank. But then over here, you're going to leave these last few pages, and you're going to use those for any like maps and notes that you want to. Add to your book. And that way you can color things in. I wouldn't like add too many like stickers and big bulky things, and your book would get super heavy, but you could definitely draw. And that's great too for your kids to actually like work on their artistic skills, but it helps things stick more when they are actually drawing it themselves. So that is your book of centuries. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial on how to create your own book of centuries. I hope it's something that you decide to add into your homeschool history, or just in your family, whether it's for homeschool or if it's just kind of like having your child understand time. So please feel free to leave any comments or questions down below. I would love to hear how it's working for you and your family. If you still are like me in the beginning and rolling your eyes at the idea of it, it's okay. We all have our own thoughts of what we want to do. Or if you've kind of like been persuaded and you're coming over to the Book of Centuries side, let me know. Anyhow, guys, don't forget, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and give it a like. I post new videos here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And head over to Instagram, guys, to hang out with us on the daily. You see more of our day-to-day life over there on Instagram. And you can find me at Fee Scott over there. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos. And I'll talk to you guys later.